Hi everyone, I've missed you. So I've been really working on making sure I keep my own energy kind of in a place that feels good for me. And for me, that has been not paying a lot of attention to social media lately. So maybe that's just a quick check-in for you. How often are you checking into social media? Does it feel good? Does it not feel good? I heard something the other day that said pay attention to what you're doing for entertainment versus like escaping or like numbing out. So I'm just going to use the example of social media, but if social media is helping you feel like entertained right now, or just feel good, like uplifted. So maybe you're checking into certain groups and it feels good, or maybe you're watching funny videos and it feels good. Awesome, keep doing it. But if you notice you're doing it just to like scroll and kind of like numb out, you want to just look at that. It is what it is, but then move on and you can decide, okay, do I want to keep kind of numbing out with this, or do I want to choose something else instead? And that goes for whatever you're doing. If you're enjoying it, it's creating upliftment. That's not the same as just like doing it and not feeling good to like escape. I hope that makes sense. So, chapter 5. And it's so funny. I want to say I've fallen behind in like doing one of these a week. But at the same time, I feel like divine timing, right? Everything's happening when it is meant to happen. And it's funny with this. I wrote these notes last week, I think I wrote them last week. And it's actually the shortest chapter summary notes I've ever done. And that's because there's a guided meditation at the end in her book, which I'm going to go through for you at the end of this, which will be kind of neat. But it's funny that I waited until now, that it came up now, because so much when I was just reading the notes back, these same things have come up in a lot of my card pulls. I've been, when I feel like it, I've been pulling, I shouldn't say I've been pulling more cards than usual, but whatever. When I've been pulling cards, it's funny, a lot of what is written here or what I've been reading or listening to on podcasts is in these notes, but from different sources. So I think that's a way to just show we're where we're supposed to be. So for me, it was a nice reminder. Everything is connected. It might not feel easy, but you're where you're supposed to be. You're on your path, that kind of thing. So that's also an invitation to you, is what are you noticing around you? So are you noticing like the same numbers repeated? Like I have been seeing, I always kind of see repeated, not always. When I'm kind of in the flow with the universe type feeling, I see a lot of repeated numbers. Usually on the clock is where I see them. Or if I'm on Facebook, like maybe a certain number of likes I see on someone's post, or the time that I see someone posted or I posted, will be repeated numbers like 111 or 333, 444. Lately, like 3s have been following me around like crazy. So that's something I notice, and that to me, it makes me feel more connected to everything. When I see hawks in the sky, that's like it just makes me smile. Like, yep, you're showing me that, right? So the invitation to you is, what are you noticing around you that kind of makes you have like that inner smile and you feel more connected and not so alone? And if it's nothing, that's totally fine too. But I bet I would imagine if you started paying attention or looking for those kind of little synchronicities, whether it's repeated numbers, whether you hear a song and then someone says something like the same words from like a song you just heard, whether it's seeing a certain animal multiple times, just kind of pay attention for those things, because especially right now, they can just be so comforting when you hear that and notice that. And then, kind of makes you smile inside. I will say, I've heard Facebook Lives have been weird where you can't see the comments. So if you're saying something to me and I'm not like reading it, it's because I'm not seeing any comments. So when I'm done with this, I'll go back and read any comments. So hi, because I can't see your comments. Okay, Lift the Veil is the name of chapter 5. So chapter 5, Lift the Veil. So I'm going to kind of just go through these notes kind of quickly because I really want to do the guided meditation that Gabby has in her book for you. So it's just always here for you. She says, we must embrace a world beyond plain logic and reason. Which I thought was so perfect for right now, right? What makes sense right now? Does anything make sense, right? We're kind of in this big collective, like, unknown. And the work right now for so many of us is just being okay with that. Being okay with this unknown. Embracing that, like, our thinking minds are not going to figure it out. And that's okay if they're not supposed to. We are spirits having a human experience. She says that in a lot of her books. I've seen that other places. I love that thought. Like, so many times we're so tied to the body, right? What our body, hey Christy, what our body looks like what our body feels like, what we don't like about our body, how our body feels, like the aches, the pains, everything. We're so body focused. That's just like societal upbringing. That's not your fault or my fault. But I love thinking like we're not humans having this spiritual experience that we can't see. We are spirit that are just happen to be in this like suit right now or this costume. I think it's a much more like expansive view of the world. I really like that. She says miracles are seen in light. We don't have to clear the darkness. We just need to see it in the light. That can mean so many different things to different people. I'm not going to go so into that, but I'm going to say it again because I really like that miracles are seen in the light. We don't have to clear the darkness. We just need to see it in the light. So we all have shadow aspects of ourselves. Darkness. We're humans. We just have that. And that's okay. And what we can do is we can try to see that in the light. So anything we don't like about ourselves or something we've done in the past that we're not so happy about, we can try to shine light on that. Send love to your past self. You know, you did the best you could at that time. Or maybe it's someone else, their darkness that you are seeing. You know, in this present moment, can you just think back or think from now and say, okay, they did the best they could at that time, and try to see that with some light. She talks about light episodes, which is so funny because I totally forgot about this the first time I listened to the book. I did listen really quickly on Audible, so maybe I also missed it because I was probably driving. But light episodes are when you see edges of light around objects that don't have light around them. So I noticed this for me when I first noticed that I was seeing this sometimes, and then it goes away and comes randomly. I was really focused on trying to see auras around people. And what I was noticing was I was seeing them around like inanimate objects, and I'm like, this is like not working. Like, why am I seeing like a white kind of like light around like a desk or a bed? Like, it doesn't have an aura, right? You have to be like, I think, like alive to have an aura. I don't even know. Maybe not. Feel free to correct me. But anyway, she talks about that's a light episode. That's sort of your mind expanding a little bit, bigger than just what you're normally seeing. So nothing to be alarmed about, but just kind of a cool thing to notice. And it's funny because once I read this, now I've been seeing it around things again, and I'm like, oh yeah, not an aura, it's just a little light episode, which is cool, right? And kind of fun. She says the light is always there, and it's our choice to see it. So there is always the perspective of love and light around anything, even the seemingly I'm going to make that a word, darkest situations. We can look at it with love and with light. And right now, it's like, it's work, I understand. But if we can really see that with love and light, or just see how we can see love and light within the darkness, it can be so helpful for us. And if all you're seeing is darkness, you probably need to step away from social media and the news. Because unfortunately there's a lot of fear and that kind of stuff around that right now. Then I wrote, forgive, forgive, forgive. Now is a time to forgive. I wrote, forgive your thoughts of fear, forgive your actions not based in love, forgive your judgments, forgive your fear of the light. So anything that you can forgive right now will help make your load lighter. You'll have less like emotional junky kind of stuff, like sucking your energy in the background. Anything you can do to kind of lighten your load energetically is going to be so helpful right now and going forward kind of within this unknown. And a lot of times it's forgiving yourself. So where can you, I think I said it earlier. If you did something in your past that you're not happy about, maybe it's even just like you yelled at your kids when you didn't want to yell at your kids, or any like little, it could be little thing or it could be like this huge thing, right? I love the idea of kind of like closing my eyes and sending love to that past self. And almost, especially if you were younger when it happened, you can picture like if you're a little girl or little boy and, you know, they were trying their best, and you can kind of like just in your mind, like send them love, thank them. You know, I know you were trying your best. I'm sorry that's how it happened. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to see this in light. I'm going to see this in love. I was trying my best at the time. That would help me a little. That helps me. When caught in this world of fear, you can ask yourself, do I wish to see this in dark, or do I wish to see this in light? That question in itself is a prayer, or a wish, or an affirmation, whatever languaging you want to use, for help. So do I wish to see this in dark, or do I wish to see this in light? I'm always saying, she says this in a different one of her books, please let me see this differently. Please let me see this in love. Please let me see this in light. Please let me see this differently. Like, please let me see the love in this. Please let me see the light in this. That's the same kind of, like this kind of prayer, ask for help. Do I wish to see this in dark, or do I wish to see this in light? Where can I find and just shine that flashlight in just a teeny bit to let some light in so it's not so heavy? Meet fear, hate, judgment with love. Then she has the meditation, which I'm going to do at the end. So when it's over, I'm not still talking. She talks about when we meditate or quiet our minds, we can release resistance, we can choose compassion over attack, we can pray for forgiveness, and we can lift the veil of fear, and we remember the light. So I like to think of meditating also. It's like, hey, Lacey, meditating is like a pause for like our brain, a pause for our body. It's like a way to feed your spirit, to nourish it by slowing down and just pausing. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say with that. Leaning into love and being the light is the best way to support yourself and others. So leaning into love, being the light is the best way to support yourself and others. That's why I haven't been on social media a lot. I know I need to take care of my light and me being able to see love and light, so I can come on like this and give a video like this, or come on later and do a Reiki video, something like that. I know you need to take care of yourself, seeing that love and light, so you can support others and yourself. Oh, and I liked this. She says how you can visualize yourself or someone else surrounded by light. So if it's you that you feel like you're just like so heavy and like burdened down right now, you can close your eyes and you can envision yourself just surrounded by like the most beautiful light. It can be white, it can be gold, it can be rose gold, whatever you see is right. And just like almost think of yourself as being like clean, like cleared out and healed by that light. And you can also do that for other people. So if you know someone who really is like having a dark time, you can picture them. You don't have to tell them you're doing it, but you can picture them surrounded by that light. Or maybe picture both of you together, or your whole family, right, in one spot surrounded by that light. I thought that was really nice visual. And she really talks about it's a practice of leaning into the light. We are not conditioned to lean into the light. We are totally conditioned. unless you had a different kind of family, but most of us are totally conditioned to leaning into the dark, to fear, to worry, to anxiety, right? That's like our society, that's how we are. So this is a total practice of working on leaning into that light, and really celebrating each time it happens. Even if it's like a split second, even if you're only leaning into the light is to like, be like, please let me see this in light. Please let me see this in light. Please let me see the love in this. That's worth celebrating. If you're doing that, instead of like exploding or instead of holding it all in, that's something to celebrate. So I liked that. Okay, that is chapter 5. I'll put those notes up later, but I did want to walk you through the guided meditation. So in her book, this is on page 96 and 97, and she does say to listen to the free audio version of this meditation, visit the resources page, gabbybernstein.com/Super Attractor, for a free instant download. So I guess you can download this. I have not actually looked at it or listened to it, but pretty cool. So I'm going to walk you all the way through this, and then, yeah, so I hope everyone has a great day. I'm not going to talk a lot at the end, because I know when a meditation's over, it's kind of nice, like, if you want to keep sitting there. But I hope that was helpful. If you've read chapter 5 and something else stuck out to you, definitely post it below. And like I said, it's not showing me comments, so if you've commented, I'll read the comments when I come back after I'm done with this. Okay, so meditation for lifting the veil. So we're going to I'm really just going to read this. Find a comfortable place to sit on the floor or upright in a chair. So right now you're finding a comfortable place to sit on the floor or upright in a chair. If you're driving or there's like people screaming around you right now, come back to this. This will just be in the group always. If you're someone who is more comfortable laying down, that's totally fine too. Gently close your eyes and place your hands on your lap facing upward. Okay, so gently close your eyes, place your hands on your lap facing upward. And if you're laying down, just lay down with your palms up. That's like receiving. You're receiving the energy when your palms are up. Okay, so gently close your eyes. You can keep them a little open if that's comfortable. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 5. Then we'll breathe out for a count of 5. So I'm going to say it instead of do it. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to continue this cycle of breath for a few moments without me counting out loud, to allow ourselves to fall gently into a peaceful state. So I'll do this with you without counting. I like to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. But whatever way feels comfortable is right for you. Okay, so as you're continuing with that long in-breath and long out-breath, you want to let your thoughts come and go. It's completely fine if you are having thoughts coming into your mind. Do not judge them. It is normal during a meditation that your mind keeps going, and that's totally okay. Your mind does not have to be blank for a meditation to quote-unquote work. You just have to not get upset that you're having thoughts. Just kind of let them go. So in and out. As you breathe, see yourself standing at the edge of a bridge, about to step onto it. So you're standing at the edge of a bridge, about to step onto it. This bridge can be low to the ground, or it can be high off the ground. However you're sensing or imagining it is right. Behind you, as you're standing about to step onto the bridge, is a shadowy cloud of darkness. You can sense that this darkness represents your fear and your bodily perception of this world. So behind you is a shadowy cloud of darkness. Whatever fears you feel like you're having right now, those are behind you. As you look ahead over the bridge, you see a bright, glimmering light. This light has an energetic pull drawing you toward it. So look or sense ahead over the bridge. There's a bright, glimmering light, and it has a pull. It's drawing you towards that bright light. Take a deep breath in and release as you surrender to the powerful, energetic pull of the light. Let the light draw you toward it as you begin to walk across the bridge from darkness into light. So we're walking towards the light across the bridge. With each step you take, breathe in and out. With each step. Take another step. Take another step. As you get closer and closer to the end of the bridge, you begin to notice the shadows of the world disappear. You can no longer see or sense the shadows behind you. Take a deep breath and step off the bridge into the world of light. Now all you see is light. In this light, you are not your body, you are free. You are an energy field of love and light. You are powerful. You are peaceful. You are supported. You are loved. You have no past resistance and no fear of the future. All you have is the light in this moment. Give yourself permission to stand in this light for as long as you want. We're going to do some deep in and out breaths while you're breathing in and out in this light. Let the light restore you back to the truth of who you are. Stand in the light and breathe. You can repeat this quietly or in your head to yourself. Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light. I choose to see in light and bring light with me wherever I go. I choose to see in light and bring light with me wherever I go. I choose to see in light and bring light with me wherever I go. Take a deep breath in and release. Okay, you can stay here. If this feels good, keep breathing in and out. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. If you're feeling like you want to journal about this experience, she says you can journal about the miracle of releasing the world of fear and accepting the world of light. Can really remind you of who you truly are. And to remember and say this prayer again. Miracles are seen in light. I choose to see light. I choose to see in light and bring light with me wherever I go. Miracles are seen in light. I choose to see in light and bring light with me wherever I go. I hope that made you feel good, and I will see you all soon. Bye.